All right, hello, wine drinking people. We are back with more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and it has been a busy couple of months to start out the year. We're still trying to get caught up from what I drank a few weeks ago. This is the 85 tasting we had right here in this back room, and 8 top-level wines from the 1985 vintage from California. Most of them, of course, from Napa Valley, but one guy with a blend of some Sonoma grapes in there, the Cardinel, which I think it started out as Mendocino, Sonoma, and Napa. But this is a time from winemaking pasts in California history when you didn't have temperature-controlled fermentation. A lot of the oak regime was different back in the day here, and they were still making wines based on the French model of 23.5 bricks, making a wine about 13.5% alcohol, which we know really doesn't work as well as what they do today, farming the grapes for, being completely ripe, phenolically ripe, the skins and the seeds, and that doesn't necessarily have to do with how much sugar is in the grape. So we've learned a lot, but I'll tell you what, still some fantastic wines on the table from this great vintage, 1985, now fully mature, 26, 27 years old now, and really starting to see the signs of maturity in all these wines. But these are some of the top level wines of the vintage, folks. And we had probably the lesser wine on the table tonight, the Heights Napa. I always want to root for the underdog, and this wine really showed up. It was fantastic and really soft and smooth, and had a lot of cedar, dried tobacco notes, the dark plum and currant berry fruit, and some dusty earth showing there as well. Caramel and toffee notes coming out, smooth and silky on the tongue. This wine had lovely currant berry fruit and that cigar box spice showing through on the finish. Nice complexity, excellent bottle of Cabernet. And like I said, that was the least expensive wine on the table. Not the Martha's Vineyard, just the Napa Heights. The 85 Cardinel was up next. This was the highest rated wine on the table. I think the number 5 wine in the top 100 that year in the Wine Spectator, 97 points. And this wine was showing a bit dried out, a little cardboard note on the nose, some cigar box spice, also some plum and dark cherry fruit. Still evident here, and more of that cigar and tobacco-y kind of spice showing up. And still had some nice spice and savoriness on the finish, and a little cocoa there as well. But the fruit's starting to fade a little bit in this wine. Maybe did not last quite as well as all the other wines on the table. I thought it was still good, though. An excellent bottle of vintage Napa, Sonoma, Mendocino, Cabernet. The 85 Montelena showed a little bit of oxidation on the nose, a little beef stew, mushroom kind of like aroma to the dried tobacco and currant and plum fruit. Some toffee coming through on the nose there as well. Lovely complexity, though, on the palate. Still had some nice fruit and soft velvety tannins, a long finish, some notes of mint and fresh earth. Really most excellent juice. As this wine opened up, it just got better and better. As did the 85 Behringer Private Reserve. Behringer, one of the original 4 wineries in Napa Valley. They have made some outstanding Cabernets through the years, reserve Cabernets, and the white Zinfandel that's proliferated from them kind of has hurt their reputation a little bit as a fine wine producer, but the wine's still right on. Spiced tobacco, old leather saddle, some nice brown spice showing in that currant and plumberry fruit, soy and dried meat there as well. Smooth and silky on the tongue, really elegant, some nice spice, good freshness, just a little bit light for my taste, but still excellent juice here. The Cane 5, this wine was a little bit tannic here, probably the most tannic of all these wines. Mountain fruit, this wine had some black pepper spice, damp earth, cigar wrapper, good amount of minerality, good earthiness showing on the nose there. Smooth and silky on the tongue, nice amount of currant berry fruit here, nicely balanced acidity, notes of that tobacco spice through the finish, and just a little bit dry at the end there, but still excellent juice. The Dun Howell Mountain Cabernet Sauvignon, this a lot of green peppercorn to this wine. This is a wine that needs 10 or 15 years before it really starts to come out of its shell. But some nice dried tobacco spice, dusty earth and leather, notes of herbs and mint showing as well. Really nice and zesty on the palate, as these wines always are, with fine tannins and lovely freshness, some green herbs and a gravelly minerality note. But excellent juice, the 85 Dun. And then the 2 blockbusters, the showstoppers as they should have been, the Phelps Isley Vineyard. This is a vineyard that Mr. Phelps wishes he would have bought. I'll tell you, when it came up for sale, he thought, man, that price is ridiculous. what people are paying per land today. Ridiculous in Napa Valley. Well, even more ridiculous. Bart Daphne Arajo bought it, 1990, their first vintage, and the rest is history. But this 1985 still had this lovely spiced blackcurrant, very fruit in the nose. Good amount of concentration here. One of the richest wines of the night. A lot of dark earth showing as well. Big and zesty on the tongue. Lots of mint, big but smooth tannins. Drinking really nice right now. This wine just had extra layers of nuance and at most excellent juice. But the wine of the night was the Cask 23. That's right, Warren Winarski's top wine. This wine had this lovely smoky, meaty note to the nose. This exotic tea and dark currant berry fruit. Wow, still lots of fruit. Silky smooth on the tongue. Dark chocolate. And again, just layers of fruit still left in this wine. You just think it's got 10, 20 years left ahead of it. Killer juice. That's what we had to drink at our 85 California Cabernet tasting. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.